Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. If you're interested in any more information about some of the other things I do other than come on here and teach some live fun things, make sure to stop by my blog at chrisscreativelife.com. There's lots of information on all of my workshops. There's some how-to blog posts, all of those fun things. You can get yourself signed up for my newsletter if you're interested. So, whoever doesn't remember, I was here just this last week and I created this. Oh, I've got lots of pieces of paper down on my desk, but this fun layout of my daughter buying her new house. And so this was inspired by a layout that was on the Scrapbooking Today. Scrapbook and Cards Today YouTube channel. But of course I wanted to kind of put like a little bit of a different spin on it. So I went with the Memory Lane collection, which is a current special from Close to My Heart. Don't forget that one ends at the end of August. So make sure to add those things to your cart if you're interested in any of those products. There's a paper pack. Hey Dan, there's a paper pack with sticker sheet. There is coordinating cardstock. There is a stamp set. All sorts of fun things for Memory Lane. So I'm going to put you down on my desk and I'm going to create the companion page. So just so you know, there is a sketch, and if you click on the link in the description above, it will take you to download the sketch. If not, if you comment sketch, I will come back after and add the link in there. So I'm going to add you down onto my desk. I'm going to show you the page from last week, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, there are so many different directions that you can take a grid layout, but I'm going to talk you through why I decided to do this one. Okay, so I think I might, once I put you down, might have to add some more light onto my desk. Move my keyboard out of the way because you don't need to see my keyboard. You want to see other stuff? I'll turn up this light and see if that's helpful. Okay, so like I said, the sketch is ready to go. So you can just click on that link and download it, or comment sketch and I will come back. So this is the layout that I created last week, and I'll just talk to you a little bit about it. So I did use sapphire cardstock, some sage cardstock, because I thought it went really well with their house. So these are some of the stamped images from the Memory Lane scrapbooking workshop. And I actually have a feeling that probably I was muted at the beginning. Just let me double check that. Oh no, I did have the volume turned on. That's good, because that has happened to me before. You guys all know fun things happen to me. Okay, so like I said, I did create these with the stamped images from the coordinating stamp set. Oh no, I'm gonna knock everything around my desk, which is just called Memory Lane. And so it's got some super fun images, right? So when I do extra stamping, I always just throw it in the back here. But there's this fun dragonfly. There's the floral images. There's two different houses. For mine, I did pick this smaller house because it's funny because you'll probably see when I do the companion page, it is super similar to their house. There's this fun little heart. There's some words. There's the little tree. So this stamp set not only makes great scrapbooking layouts, there is also, it's nice for making cards, right? Because you have like the have a happy birthday. It could be, you could use it for like a housewarming card, or like congratulations onto your next like step, or all of those kind of fun things. The dragonfly is just really pretty too, right? So I did use some stamped images from that video. I took the inspiration of splattering my layout with my Spectrum Noir metallic paint marker. And so we're going to do that to match on the companion page. So like I said, there's lots of different ways to go about deciding how you wanted to create a second page with a grid pattern. So I'm going to take the same papers, obviously, and put them on the other side. You could change it so your grids are photographs. I'm not going to. I'm going to add my photographs in a different configuration on top. You could like take out a whole section and have a long photograph running across the middle. There's tons and tons of ways that are super easy to adapt a grid layout, and it's kind of a really nice place for people to start because it's a good starting point, and you can elevate it or leave it exactly how it is. So like I said, I've cut out all my pieces. We're going to keep some of the elements obviously the same so that the two pages match. Also, it would be really neat if this layer, the cardstock layer, I thought it would be neat if it was stenciled. I didn't do that in this example. I wanted it to be really kind of just like the plain cardstock to play off all the patterns in the middle of the layout. So let me show you some of the things that I grabbed today, and then I'm going to talk to you about my photographs. So we're going to start by just adding the same base pieces. The measurements are exactly the same, and like I said, they are on the sketch, so it's super easy to just create this companion page. So I am going to adhere these two pieces together. So I grab my, oh my goodness, tried to grab my T-square out of the bin. I have just like the pen holder on my desk with all of the things that I use all the time, and because it's magnetic, which is one of the super fun things about that, sometimes that happens. Okay, that lasted very long. I'm standing up now. Okay, so maybe I will go back to this view. So I am going to, so I do believe when you look at the sketch, right, the white daisy is 10 by 10, the sage is 11.5 by 11.5. So 10 by 10, tape runner, there we go. So I'm just going to line this up on the bottom. I'm actually also going to grab my Versamat. Okay, so I have like, oops, that's super crooked, 3/4 of an inch. And I want to get something down on this so that the camera stops autofocusing. So like I said, I did use memory lane. Because even though you don't have to use it for like house pictures, it just happened to work out that are some of the photos I have. So I am going to use some of the patterns here, and then I'll pull my first page back so you can see them all together. So I did use some of the same patterns, but then I didn't use any of the house on the other layout because I wanted the kids to be the focal point of the other layout. And I thought by using the piece of paper that had the house icons in it, it might take away from their photographs. So you can see now how they're kind of going to look together. Right? So I'm going to adhere these and then we'll add it to the background. So I obviously have just another piece of sapphire, and then we're going to do our splatter. So I picked up some, well, all of the same patterns that are over here and added them onto this side. But like I said, I did add this, the house paper, or on the back side, right? It's got the pretty florals. And all that I was conscious of when I was deciding where to lay them out was I did know I wanted to put my photographs on top of the grid. So, but like I said, you could totally swap them out for photographs instead of having these pieces of decorative paper here. But I didn't want any of the patterns to be like right beside each other or kind of in the same spot. So I just played around with them until I liked the configuration of them. So and let's just get these all down, and then we'll do our splatter, and then we'll build the layout. And I wanted to have a companion page that wasn't just all photographs or mostly photographs underneath. And I had a lot of photographs. So I'm going to show you what my solution to that was. I wanted to, on this side of the layout, have the photographs from like the real estate listing. Okay, I'm going to flip this upside down. Oh, thank you. I know, it's nice and easy, right? They're great measurements that make it super easy to remember. And at the same time, you can show off lots of papers. It's going to be upside down for you guys for a second, just because it's easier for me to see my ruler. You get to show off a lot of the papers, right? It's not just like one or two of the papers, because also memory lane, right, is a bigger paper pack. So there's more prints, some fun tone on tone. There's the ombre, but all the papers work super well together, and they work well as like the small little pieces, even, or as like a big piece too, right? So now I will add in my middle row here. And I actually have not added it onto the sapphire background because I want to do that splattering before. So, because I don't want the splatter on the sapphire. And I got some on the last one, so I thought instead I'd build it from the middle and then do my splatter, and then I'll talk to you guys, just because it'll just take a few seconds for that metallic paint to dry. It really does not take long. And then I can finish assembling the layout. Also, I have a piece I want to stamp for some journaling. I'll talk to you about the pieces that I'm bringing from the other side over onto this side. Okay, so now you can see how they're gonna look together. I'm going to grab my all-purpose mat. And I'm going to move this one out of the way so we don't get more splatter on it. Okay, and I'm going to show you a little trick. So and I don't know even why I didn't think about it last time when I was doing this, but and I'm going to run my splatter this way. So on this side, I've got it going this way, and on this side, I'm going to have it going this way. So it is the metallic marker, right? And I've used the gold. There's also silver or copper. Now, what I did last time was I took it and I put it down on my all-purpose mat, because you guys know I'll put anything down there. But of course, then I picked it up, didn't clean it off, and moved it out of the way. And of course, what happens is this is a paint marker, so it will leave like a residue on your all-purpose mat if you don't clean it up properly. I don't know why it's auto-focusing. But so I always save the back side of our adhesive sheets because they're like the back of a sticker sheet. And so I'm going to actually put the paint down on this, because then I can just pick this up and throw it in the garbage and not worry about it, right? I don't have to worry about necessarily the little pieces of paint from splattering that go on my all-purpose mat. That's super easy to clean up, but it's not so easy if you get a big puddle that's dried. So this was like a technique from one of the workshops. So I'm just going to, and the nice thing about the waxy finish, right, is it allows you to pick it up no problem. And so if you want some bigger splatter, you just need to have some more like a liquid on the end of your, there we go, on the end of your marker. So really all I'm doing is I'm picking up the excess paint. There we go. I'm going to have my photographs also run through here. So I want most of it on the two ends. So now you can see there's some nice splatter on there. And I put the lid back on my marker. Now, all I have to do, right, is pick up this piece and throw it in the garbage. Or I can leave it on here, and if I feel like I need more splatter, I can still use this and not worry about it getting like permanently stuck onto my all-purpose mat. So I'm going to throw that up there. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a second to dry. And I grabbed all of the same embellishments, right? So I had different colored dots and sparkles. I picked all the colors that went with Memory Lane. So I have a bunch of those. I have the sticker sheet. I think I'm going to use a few more of the stickers. I've only so far grabbed off one sticker, so I have Living in the Moment. And then, okay, so I had stitch circles on the other side. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them, but I might try and tuck one in just because it is an element that I put on the left-hand page. So I cut some of those. I have a ballerina tab because I put a tab on the other side. And then here are my photographs. They're like stuck on my keyboard. Okay, so I have one more floral image I'm going to use because I had it. So we're going to use it. I have a piece of white daisy, and then we're going to turn this into our journaling box. Then I have a picture of the house, and I double matted it the same as I did for the other side, right? So, but they're smaller mats because I knew I wanted more photographs on my right-hand page than my left-hand page. You can see here, right? I have the wider mat on here because I'm drawing attention to this photograph. You could also very easily turn this photograph into a 6x4 photograph. There's tons of room for that. And you could still build this same kind of cluster looking around the photograph. So I have one 4x4 with the two double mats. And then, so she sent me this funny photograph, which was her packing up their apartment. And she's like, it's just like never ending boxes. So I thought I would add this on to the layout. So I did this as a 4x3, same thing, it's double matted. And then this is the shot of all of the rooms before they moved in. So I wanted just the little snippets, and I thought this is a perfect way to get lots of those because there's no character in the house yet, right? So I added them all onto a grid and then printed it at 3x4. So the house was actually an Airbnb before they bought it. So it's like staged, right? So it was staged when they looked at it. And so that's what those photographs really had, like no color, no character, right? So everything was really just white and gray. Dropped my all-purpose mat, pick it back up. Oh my goodness, it keeps falling. Okay, so, but I'm going to add this onto my background, right? And we've got just that nice skinny little border. I've grabbed some sapphire ink and another stamp to make my journaling box. So one of my favorite stamp sets from the July-August idea book is the Setting the Scene. I've used this stamp set so many times. And I'm sure if you've watched me, you've seen me because I love the little wonky journaling lines that are on this set. So there we go. Okay, so this is how these are gonna go. So like I said, just because it's a grid, you don't have to think of it as you have to add the photographs in those same spots. So this is kind of going to go here. So let's create our little journal box. So I'm going to use these wonky little journal lines, but like look at this fun one for fall, and then I love these for texture. There's the little sun with all the different clouds, like lots of little these are great for cards. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Or like you could add them even on a journaling box or add them as an embellishment somewhere. Okay, I just need to take a sip of my drink because I'm losing my voice. So for the journaling box too, I did that double layer, right? So it's sapphire and papaya I used. So I picked up the papaya from this piece of paper. I really liked that, the dark little accent. And I thought that it helped make everything pop off of the patterned papers in the background, right? So you can still see the photos. Okay, so I have the journaling lines. Okay, so I'm going to add them down there, and then I thought I might also add oh no, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to add something from the sticker sheet. Let's add our journaling lines. And so I do know, like, I want the sticker to kind of sit like that. So I'm going to do my journaling lines in sapphire. So I'm coming down a little bit from the top. And then I think I just want some space at the bottom too. So I'll just add a few more lines. See, and they're just kind of a little bit different because they don't go all the way across, right? And they go back and forth. I love that. So, thank you, Diane. Okay. So I'll add these three things together. And the way that I've created this little cluster of photographs also plays off the grid in behind it, right? So you end up with a square still. So the two things are playing off of each other nicely. So now I'm going to start tearing everything down. So, but I thought that I might remind you that a good little collage is another way to get a lot of photographs onto a layout when, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a full version of all of the photographs, right? I kind of just wanted like a snapshot of all of those photographs kind of together. So lots of times, right, we take lots of photographs, but not necessarily are all of them like need to be the focal point of the layout. Okay, so I did add 3D foam tape to this one already. The sticker, I took the adhesive off with my anti-static pouch. And like I said, I have some weird dark space right there, and that's why I kind of picked this photograph, this sticker. Okay, apparently that is not letting go. So careful when you touch your foam tape down, right? Okay, so then, like I said, I did grab some of the things that I had on the other side. So I have this floral, and I have this tab. This is one of the thin cuts, right? And then I need to just decide here. Oh, I kind of like that. So if you look at this side, right, I have these 2 stitch circles. So I'm going to add a stitch circle over here. So I added just a little bit of ballerina ink with a blending brush. So we're going to also do that. My ballerina ink. And I don't need a ton. I just want a little bit in the background there to kind of bring them together. So, and I'm going to grab out my sticker sheet here. So, there we go. Like I said, I just wanted a little bit of, I didn't want it like stark white. So there we go. Okay. That's going to go like that. And then I thought I might add this Life's Adventures sticker. And, oh, maybe this one too. Oh, or this one. Yep. Okay, we're going to do this one. I'm going to take, I literally have a doodle standing right behind me, so I have to be careful I don't step on her. Oh, she heard me, but she's not moving. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to get these things on here, and then I have dots to add to, right? Okay, so I think we can start adhering the things down. So I have my tab. I'm going to just lightly tack them together. But if you wanted to save half for another spot, you could. Okay, and then I'm going to add my circle. And then I'm going to pop up my florals just on some 3D foam. So yeah, I think a lot of the time when we think that a layout, when you're playing with a grid pattern, I think lots of times people think, oh, well then my photos have to be in a grid, but they totally don't. I feel, oh, this might be cute here. And just move this over. See, that's half the fun of doing things live, right? You never know what the end result is going to be. There, that's where I want it. And I'm gonna just move this. I want to get some, I'm gonna add some dots, and then I'm gonna add this in. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that there for right now. So I have clear sparkles, and then I have dots. So these are all the things I used on the other side that I want to bring onto this side. So I'm going to actually put the second one beside it. There are so many options. And I think that too, because I like things lined up and in the right spot, right? That's why I do gravitate to a grid design. Everything kind of has a place, right? So now you can see too, with the two of them together, that we've kind of got our triangle going on now, right? So from here to up here. So I'm just going to add embellishments here and nowhere else on here. But I want to make sure that I have some of the same things here, right? So I have some melon hearts. So I'm going to take those out. And then I do have a few shortbread. And then papaya. So let's get my piercing tool. Okay, so I have papaya. The sparkles are the easiest. So I want the biggest thing. I think I'm going to go with melon here. And now I am going to add this back in here. I do like that there. And I'm just going to tuck this underneath ever so gently. There we go. It's okay to be late to the party. There's always a replay, and if you can't find it here, don't forget that everything that I do live here also does post on my YouTube channel. So sometimes it's a lot easier, to be super honest with you, to find things on YouTube, right? Just because of the way the Facebook page, obviously there's so much information coming onto it all the time. So things kind of can get lost sometimes. So there we go. And I'm going to tell you, I already have another plan for this sketch. So you will see it coming, but not next week. I have a different plan for next week. But here is how that fun companion page turned out. And I do love that I was able to get so many photographs into this small piece of real estate, but still the two sides play off of each other so nicely. So don't forget, if you don't have the sketch and you want it, so I was actually going to do something different with this side. And then I thought, no, I think that I want to be able to get more photos onto this side. So the other idea that I have, we're going to save it, and I'm going to use it on a different layout. So the sketch, like I said, is just the one side right now, but all the measurements are exactly the same. And it's so super fun to be able to play with it in a different way. And I think you'll enjoy it the other way, that we'll do it in a couple of weeks too. But I did want to do this one with memory lane because I wanted to do a fun layout with memory lane. It did turn out really nice. So I'm going to sneeze, I think. But like I said, I wanted to be able to show you another way that you could get lots of photographs onto a layout, because I know lots of times we automatically think, oh, let's do flip-flops, right? To be able to get lots of photographs on there. But also, if you have tons of flip-flops, it does also add bulk to the page too, right? So when you do a fun little collage like that, like I said, not necessarily did any of these photographs have to be a focal point of my layout. This is the focal point of my layout. And then obviously I wanted to show their house. And then I'm going to tell the funny story about how she kept sending me pictures of boxes and she didn't feel like she was getting anywhere. So that's what I'm going to tell on this side of the page. But obviously, if you wanted to add like lots more, you could, but I thought by adding this nice square here in the middle, you still really feel the grid behind it. You could obviously do the same thing on both sides. Like I said, this obviously you could very easily switch this out to a 4x6 too. I'll show you. So when you're looking at the sketch, you see it says 4x4, but you could very easily switch this out nicely to a 4x6 photograph. The photograph she gave me happened to be like this is from obviously the realtor's photographs, and she had already like played around with them. So they were all like square, but a 4x4 sits very nicely right here also, right? You would just adapt your mat sizes to sit there. Okay, I think that's what I wanted to tell you. But like I said, I tried to remember to pull the elements from this side over to here that I wanted to play up. I have a little bit of still the coloring and stamping. I love this stamp set. I think it is a great stamp set. If you want the sketch and you don't have it yet, you can either click on the link that will be above or below, depending on where you're looking at the video. and you can grab it, or you can comment sketch and I'll come back and add the link to the comments. So I hope you guys all have an awesome day. Gotta turn that light down a little bit. I hope you guys all have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you later. Like I said, if you're looking for any more information about me and what I do, make sure to stop by my blog at chrisscreativelife.com. Bye guys.